Hi everyone, it's the Film Scholars. I'm your host Asad, and with me is my brother Fahad and Awais. Today we're discussing Marvel's The Defenders. So, Awais, what do you think of the Defenders?
Okay, leading up to Defenders, we had four TV series.
Have you seen? Did you watch them all?
Yeah, I watched most of them. Iron Fist.
I watched all but Iron Fist because it was widely panned by critics and also
You
by
didn't miss
everybody.
anything.
Yeah, so we had four TV series to watch. We had Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage.
Daredevil season
Iron
1 and
Fist.
2,
Yeah, Daredevil season.
which had two seasons, yeah.
and three of the characters were like well received by the majority of viewers.
Yeah,
I mean, those seasons. We're talking about the three. You know, they were good series.
I really enjoyed them.
They build a lot of character.
They were a dark, gritty take on the Marvel universe as opposed to something like the Avengers, which is
And
much
one
more
interesting thing
lighthearted.
they did is, you mentioned the Avengers there, they actually had it take place at the same universe level. So they talk about the incident.
Yeah. But they
About what
don't
happened.
delve into it too
They
much.
don't dive into it, but it was interesting the way they tied it up all together.
They also kept like some common characters between them. Claire the nurse is in, I think she's in all of them,
Yeah,
isn't
she's
she?
in all of them.
Yeah, she's in
Yeah,
all
so
of
she was common theme. Luke Cage first appears in Jessica Jones before he has his own spin-off.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Obviously, members of the Hand, the main villain.
There's
organization
that
around there.
gangster Turk. He's in
Turk is the best one of them.
He's
He
okay.
gets battered and I love him, man.
He doesn't really do that much, but
Yeah.
Okay, so you got anything else to say about these predecessor series? You could say.
Yeah, this is what I'm gonna say. They started off really, really high with Daredevil season 1.
Yeah.
That's still my favorite TV show. So once that was released, boom, I had high hopes for everything.
I think Fisk helped that a lot.
Yeah,
Fisk was a very interesting antagonist. I felt really he wasn't a pure villain at the start. He was like means to an end kind of guy.
you saw his motivations and you
Yeah.
saw what's going on with stuff.
It made him a lot more human.
But this is the point that I'm gonna make now that you should remember throughout this whole podcast. That every like good Marvel or any good TV series you watch, the antagonists, the villains, you kind of get to understand what is going on with them.
That's how you make them work when you have a bit of conflict rather than pure good guy versus
Exactly.
bad guy.
Now,
Especially in a series where half the screen time is usually taken up by the antagonist.
yeah. And now with Luke Cage, it was amazing. But only the first half I really liked. The second half where you see the end of Cottonmouth.
I agree with this. I really like Luke Cage, but Cottonmouth was a far more interesting villain than Diamondback. Diamondback was presented as this like, ooh, he's so good, and he comes off as this crazy guy, and then suddenly it pops out he's Luke's brother, which wasn't set up, and so it's kind of
That was a
like
bit crazy,
felt a
and
bit
then
cheap.
he just says really stupid stuff.
Yeah, that's it.
Just like over the top that draws loads of attention to, even though in the first half of the season,
Shades is like, oh, you won't like this.
he's like really sneaky. No one knows about him.
It doesn't.
And then later on, he's there with a big machine and like shooting up. Like that. So it's like they built up this character,
and
but
then
the guy who they presented was totally different.
Yeah, I agree. Like Shades seemed more closer to
Even
the Diamondback character that was described.
even
Then.
Jessica Jones, is it Kilgrave?
Kilgrave,
He was a very good villain.
I like Kilgrave was
Yeah.
he was a bit nuts. It's like, what would you do if you controlled everybody in your mind? Well, you'd have a guy like Kilgrave.
He was a jackass.
I just want to say that it feels like the Marvel series is like it's like a dark mirror to the Avengers. When the Avengers was brought up, you have Iron Man, you have Captain America, but it's a bit of a bright universe. But in
Yeah,
Marvel's
yeah.
Defenders, which is like the series, is a dark,
True,
gritty.
up until Iron Fist.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't comment on that.
I don't think. I think I'm the only one who's watched
Yeah,
Iron Fist.
yeah,
So I'll
yeah.
quickly do a quick. Now, Iron Fist had a lot of problems with it, and one of the major ones is that Danny Rand, who's the Iron Fist, his motivation is so rubbish. The season's broken up into like parts. You don't understand what he's trying to accomplish. First, he wants his dad's company back. Then he wants to go after the Hand for some unknown reason, and he keeps talking about his duty as the immortal Iron Fist to hate the Hand. But he forgets that the fact that his duty at the Iron Fist was also to protect that city, Kunlun, which he just abandoned.
Yeah.
So, his motivations are random. The villains weren't that good. I mean, what was his name? Bakudo was okay. It wasn't that great. The pacing of the show is a bit weird. He's almost coming off as similar to the vigilante-ness of Daredevil, but you can't understand why he's going down that road.
Yeah.
And like one thing I wanted to ask was like you see Colleen in Iron Fist and then you see her in Defenders. Defenders were automatically on the side and stuff. Is it the same in Iron Fist? Or?
Iron Fist is a bit weird. Her character is first introduced as an aide. to Danny Rand. But then she has this internal conflict because she's actually grown up with the Hand, and they've said, "Oh, we want to change the world." But then she actually finds out that they're evil, so she kind of breaks away with it. That's why she's the way she is.
So she has a history with Bakuto, which is shown.
Yeah, that's the thing. And I think he was a sensei, which comes through in the show.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was. I can see why people didn't like it. It was kind of all over the place. I think, yeah, that kind of put a damper on Defenders. I think people
it dropped a bit. Like people were like, "Well, the other three shows were good, but this one wasn't good." I want to talk about Daredevil and the introduction of the Hand and the chase. When they introduced them, I just felt a bit cringe at that the term Hand and the way it was explained, and then this black sky business and like.
Because you basically go from organized crime and gangsters and stuff.
Just crazy. Yeah.
Well, I think what, Daredevil season 1, it was okay because it only gets mentioned very minorly.
Yeah.
Season 2, you can see the season split into 2 parts. You got the Punisher part, which was awesome.
Yeah.
But then when you get the Hand part, you're kind of unsure what is even going on.
Yeah.
Slightly like the dark sky. Then you have those kids hooked up and their blood's going out. I mean, no one ever
that,
finds out.
You never explain anything. But the chemistry between Elektra and Daredevil was really good.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I still enjoyed it, but I see what your problem.
Yeah.
And even in the Defenders, I don't think you ever learn much about the chase.
You don't.
But I do like the fact that you learn a lot more about the Hand.
Yeah.
And this is what they were about. This is the organization.
Yeah. I really like Stick. I thought he was a really interesting character, and they developed his character. He is a jackass, but you kind of like see why, because he's fighting against an immortal organization that just want to kill everybody. So if you're fighting that kind of war, it is gonna.
It is true. And with Sticky, you can go to jackass. I think he's a badass because he's one of the few characters in any TV series I watch that if he wants to do something, he'll do it.
I'm gonna jump slightly ahead to part of Defenders.
That's fine. Yeah.
Where scene where what's his name, the guy with the white hat, he captures Danny Rand. He's like, "I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna do this," and he goes, whooshing, slices his head off, and he goes, "No, you're not." So one day, that's it. And then you're like, yeah, these guys weren't willing to go as far as they needed to go.
Extra mile,
yeah.
And then, can I jump a bit further? Because we've got to finish off this one. And he went to the point that he was actually going to kill the immortal Iron Fist.
Because he was a threat. But that fits his character, because this is a guy that cut off his own hand to escape. What was he willing to do to protect the world? And
I mean, even in the previous season in Daredevil, I think he kills Kid.
Yeah, he was going to become the Black Sky.
Pretty harsh, really, when you think about it. But if to him in his world, that obviously them getting and activating the Dark Sky, whatever the Dark Sky is,
Black Sky,
it's pretty bad.
Should we start discussing Defenders in the beginning? What I thought was great about Defenders, people complained that the first episode was too slow, but you see, the Defenders doesn't assume prior knowledge, so people don't have to necessarily see the previous shows to get into it, and that's what that first episode.
And also, I think it needed to be done because
it's been a while since.
But if you think about where all the series ended, I mean, Luke Cage goes off to jail.
Yeah.
Daredevil is kind of like semi-retiring. He's kind of broken up about Elektra's death. Jessica Jones, they don't really have any sort of closure.
She's kind of like retired.
I mean, Kilgrave got killed. She's gonna go to jail. Maybe, you don't know. I remember when Danny Rand goes around the world trying to fight the Iron Fist. That was stupid. So they're all separate. So for them to jump straight into it would be silly. There's no way you could tie up their storylines together. I think that first episode set it up.
It was very necessary.
This is what I was saying though. I didn't expect that because you got 8 episodes.
Yeah.
Now what they've done in 3 episodes is taken them all to meet, and then you have 5 episodes, and I still didn't understand what the Hand was. So then it goes into the creepy, like, it kind of feels rushed some bits where they're trying to explain what's going on and stuff. And
do you think it could have done with having maybe 10 episodes instead of 8?
Because I think 8 episodes was short.
Like Marvel,
it did feel a bit rushed.
Yeah, they usually do 8 or 13. And because it's the Defenders, you got 4 of
you got 4 leads.
Big characters. I think that's the reason it was only 8, because I think you were telling me this, you got to pay.
You got
to pay per episode. That's right.
You can't afford it. You can't afford it.
Games of Thrones. Yeah.
You can't afford for that many, so you got to cut it down.
Yeah, there was no. I mean, I know everyone hates exposition dialogue, but you're right. The Hand wasn't well described. And what is the Black Sky? You bring one person back to life. Why is she the Black Sky?
And I think that was a bigger scene that people made it because bringing her back to life was a big deal because
they used the last of their.
They used the last of their substance. Yeah. But in Daredevil 1, when Stick kills the other Black Sky, it was
Yeah.
made into like a massive,
Massive
deal. Oh,
deal.
this is like our biggest thing. You just wasted it. When they already had the means to revive.
Yeah, it doesn't. The storyline doesn't.
So
figure
That
they
things
is
needed-
out.
they need-
yeah.
They needed
Yeah.
that, and I always found that a bit weird. I was like, well, why do they revive
That's
this one?
not-
Because
What makes a Black Sky? Why is she a Black Sky and not the other kid?
Yeah, and you never really.
But now, if you want to talk about Black Sky, like they said, yo, we've eliminated all your feelings. We're gonna build you up from the bottom up.
Yeah.
She sees Matt Murdock, Daredevil, and then after that, no more Black Sky. She's getting back to yo, I'm Elektra, and she starts realizing.
She became like evil Elektra almost.
Yeah, that's it.
She was pretty evil before anyway. No?
Yeah, but she became even more so.
Yeah.
Before she was selfish Elektra.
I think,
now
it was,
she's
I think
evil
it was to do
Elektra.
with the fact. Oh no, you guys didn't watch Iron Fist, because in Iron Fist, one of the guys they bring him back to life, but when he comes back to life,
Danny Rand.
no, it's not Danny Rand. It's something Mitchell. I can't remember his name now.
Okay.
Is basically the partner of Danny's dad.
Yeah.
He gets cancer, and they bring him back to life. But each time he comes back to life, he becomes like less emotional, and he becomes more vicious, and he starts doing crazier stuff. So it kind of links back into that yeah, Elektra's back to life, but she left something behind. If you like, her humanity got left behind.
So that's
something.
why the
So
leaders.
that's
That's
what
why
it
the
was.
leaders are.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
Already.
That wasn't a major part in Iron Fist. It comes up a little bit, where he starts
Okay,
doing some
okay.
crazy stuff. So I guess you did need to see it a little bit to kind of know
To
that that's what's
understand.
happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, so we're talking about now, the hand. We're talking a bit about the hand. One thing I didn't like about the hand is the introduction of their new leader. What is it, Alexandra?
Yeah. Why not?
The reason was it's in that first scene. Throughout the whole of the season, Gao has been built up.
Has
Quite-
been-
quite- Madame Gao's been built up really well.
She has.
Yeah.
And Bakuto to a small part, and same with that Nobu.
Yeah.
So you know that these guys are involved in the hand. Then they introduce this fresh person that no one's even mentioned
Murakami.
at all. No, Alexandra.
I could agree with that, but Sigourney Weaver did such a good job.
An actor like that, and this is what I was going to say again. Remember the point about your villains and your antagonists. An actor like that, who you begin to love and hate at the same time.
Sigourney Weaver just does such a fantastic job. If
Bro.
you had her there and Gao was the leader, it would be like.
No, don't get me wrong. Gao didn't need to be the leader, but I think they needed to have set it up slightly.
But where could they set it up?
In the other shows, because
No,
they talk
because
about-
they must not have had cast her at that point.
Yeah,
in
I don't
time.
think the story was known, but that's what made it a bit weak. Because
But
if you think about Gao, she's quite a high level of
Daredevil,
power.
yeah.
Daredevil, she speaks to Fisk on the
Yeah.
same term, and Fisk is like he's a top
He's
dog.
a
Top-
Yeah.
yeah.
So now she's like groveling with this.
But then again,
It's really weird.
they're assuming no prior knowledge again. So
Yeah.
I'm just giving my thoughts. I didn't
Yeah.
like it. I mean, you guys said, yeah, she did do a good job in pulling it off, and you do understand her motivation. She's a bit of a jackass.
But she
that's a-
gets killed, and that's what I didn't like. Again, they done the same thing they done in Aftermath. They killed
In
the
the end.
best.
I don't know why they do it.
It was unnecessary to kill all of them. I think,
Yeah,
but who knows? Maybe she survived. She just had telekinesis. Remember?
yeah.
Who Gao?
Yeah.
Gao potentially survived, but the way they killed Alexandra was just like
That's it.
she was built up to this character, and then bam.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Maybe they did do that shocking thing again, but still, I didn't.
But
need
I've
that
read
again.
about this that a lot of the time,
What thing?
Marvel
Like, they
goes
just
for
wanted
shock
to
and awe
Yeah.
over like
Story.
and it's the same way you mentioned with
Cottonmouth.
Cottonmouth. They went for the shock and awe factor.
They did.
He's dead. Oh, did you know Diamondback is Luke Cage's brother? Ooh, you didn't see that
Yeah,
coming.
he did,
It's
yeah.
like that shock and awe. they go for that.
But
Rather than-
it's cheap because it has no setup.
Yeah.
I mean, that's very true.
That
So
was- now,
another-
the point that I want to talk about is you got the heroes for hire, and like Luke Cage has his own separate TV series, Iron Fist had their own separate series. But in the comics, like they're usually together. And when they first met, and Iron Fist hit Luke Cage,
That was
Brilliant,
I liked a good. That was a good moment because Luke Cage is like, "Oh, I'm gonna bat you," and then like, oh,
I think they're quite interesting the way that the stories met as well. In that Luke Cage is chasing out these bad guys, and so is what's his name, the Iron
Iron
Fist.
Fist.
So they're both trying to do it, but then it's the way that they're coming from different angles. Whereas Luke Cage is trying to help the youth, and he's just seeking vengeance.
yeah,
I thought it was good how like Luke Cage and his series is very much like it's a social commentary on like racism in America, and when Danny has that conversation with Luke where Danny goes, "Oh, you know what? I had it difficult as well," and he goes, "Oh, really? Why are you sitting here when he's sitting in a jail cell?" I thought that was really poignant.
That outlined that
Yeah.
white privilege and how.
Yeah, definitely. So it was,
And then, I mean, it built up to a good scene when I think it went to Midland Circle where he was like,
that was one of the high points when they all first.
I mean, no, just before you get into the fight scene, I was talking about the scene where Danny Rand walks in and goes, "I'm gonna get your company investigated." Da 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 da. But he's been actually
That's his motivation.
but then he starts saying, "Because I'm the immortal Iron Fist," and you think, "Oh, an idiot." But you know what?
But you know what it is he's a stupid kid in it, and that's what they displayed him as.
Yeah,
that's it. But that's it. Yeah, they just displayed him as that sort of.
So he always comes across like they find out that they want the Iron Fist, and he's like, no, they're turning us against us. You're gonna fight. But as stupid as it sounds, that is his character, though.
It is. But like, because we're used to it's not. I can't say realism, but it's more realistic than other TVs.
Yes, because you're not gonna have everybody.
And then there's a guy who keeps on saying, "I'm the immortal Iron Fist." I don't like that.
You know what's funny when Jessica Jones goes, "Oh, come on, Ironclad." Iron Fist. Yeah, whatever.
It was good, man, and just that line.
That whole sarcasm that she's making fun out of the fact that he keeps saying I'm the immortal Iron Fist. It was just so Jessica Jones.
But do you think they put that in there as like a joke and they made him say it multiple times?
No, I think they were poking fun of the entire his entire character.
Yeah,
I think it was like a joke within the series. But I want to talk about Jessica Jones. When you watch her series, she's like ridiculously strong and she's capable of jumping like several miles.
Yeah.
She seems to have forgotten this ability in Defenders, because when Danny Rand is being tied up and Elektra's going to kill him, Daredevil does all this funky climbing stuff, and Jessica Jones runs up the stairs, and that makes no sense because she's able to jump the top floor. And then in the last or second last episode, they're like, "Oh no, we're stuck. How are we gonna get out of here?" She's like, "We'll take the subway." But in Jessica Jones, I'm pretty sure she grabbed Trish and she like jumped blocks or something. And her strength was really powered down. Like, why? Yeah. Jessica Jones is not for strength. Luke is toughness, he's got a bit of strength. So when ripping open the wall for the elevator door, Jessica Jones should be the one that's doing that, and not Luke Cage. She's the strong one. It makes sense for her to do it. When people fire gunshots, you hide behind Luke Cage. But in the end, I guess they did show like they hold the lift. She holds the lift together, and then they go, "Whoa." But
I think the difficulty and I noticed it more in regards to the fight scenes, that when you're trying to gel so many characters together, it's actually very difficult to do, because if you look at this Defenders, the fight scenes weren't as good as Daredevil. Daredevil had their fight scenes are like next level, but when you get so many different people on different power levels, it's hard to blend them together. Even if you look at Luke Cage, he's powered down quite significantly. In this, like, someone's doing martial arts and punching him and he's falling back, and you're thinking, well, he can take a bullet shot. What's going on here? I mean, Jessica Jones, they tried to explain it slightly because she doesn't know any martial arts, so there's a potential that those other people can use.
But you know what? If she grabs a hold of somebody, that's it. I mean, in the final episode, maybe she wasn't holding back anymore, because Stick was saying as well to Luke Cage, he goes, you can't afford to hold back.
Yeah, that's
so maybe
you can't say that, because we've seen him before.
Yeah,
it'd be pretty stupid to hold back when this is the biggest fight you've ever come across.
No, that's definitely true. But I thought that's the reason that it's difficult, because the power levels are so different.
It's like, when you play a game and all the characters have to be balanced.
But it is. But the thing is, the Marvel series have done so good to be consistent that when Jessica Jones when Jessica Jones fights Luke Cage, despite her being so strong, because he's tough, she can't hurt him. So the power level was balanced there. But they managed to keep it consistent.
But the only thing is, those two are both superpowered. But when you add Iron Fist and Daredevil, they don't have super strength. Iron Fist does. I mean, he has got his glowing point, but without that, he doesn't have that super strength. And neither.
But he's got a skill. He's got a skill in fighting, which they can make pretty well. I mean, that's what Daredevil and him have, and obviously Daredevil has his senses and stuff like that.
That's true. But now that I'm thinking about it, like, you got two of the strongest characters, and then you got two like martial artists.
Yeah.
How would that fight span out? I don't really know. We saw the one punch that was given to Luke Cage, but I don't know how that fight would turn out. Luke Cage,
one thing about Iron Fist. You're trying to say if they fought?
But then he did a super Iron Fist, and he kept carrying using it for ages, which was. I mean, when I liked the fact that he didn't use the Iron Fist that often, but when he used it, it was kind of like special kind of thing.
I find it annoying that he barely uses the Iron Fist.
No, but that's the point. The point of using the Iron Fist is it's so powerful that it can hurt Luke Cage. That if he could use it all the time, this is character balancing.
Yeah.
He can't use it all the time. So when he does use it at the end and he can keep using it, that was like a special point when he went into overdrive.
I mean, they do mention it that he doesn't actually learn to use the Iron Fist actually that well. I mean, it comes in the Iron Fist series that as soon as he kind of gets in, becomes the Guardian, he does a runner.
And he summons his chi as well. So
yeah, that's the thing. And he's not that good at it. I mean, he's even trying to summon him when he's in that chair and he's failing.
Okay, we're talking about fighting as well here.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't like Iron Fist because he's not athletic. The actor they chose, he's not the best.
His build isn't that good. Like, yeah, I know what you're saying. Matt Murdock is ripped in it.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, he's a skinny white boy. You can say that because that's what Luke Cage says he is. But because he's been doing all this martial arts training, as they say in Iron Fist and Kun Lun and all that BS, you don't really get to see that in this martial arts scene. He can barely throw a kick. Obviously, he's known for one punch, but how often does he summon it? So we need to see a martial artist, and we didn't get that. That I feel is a bit cheap. The casting gone wrong with that.
Yeah, I don't think it's really the casting. I think it's the story.
Training. It's just training.
Yeah,
He's a training
because I was
guy.
just gonna see they're hitting him with sticks, and then they're doing all these katas and stuff. But you see Luke Cage doing all, you see Daredevil doing all the flip kicks and not.
Yeah, because he's had 2 seasons to train where they think he's him.
No, but yeah, I
see
see
some
saying.
martial arts
Iron
in it.
Fist should have been portraying
Some of that
more
stuff.
of them.
Martial artist, yeah.
Well, although it doesn't work in real life, but you know the show's built up. He should be using it. I see.
Well,
what
they
you're
got
saying.
superpowers. That's not real life, and it's some good kicks in it.
He should have been like doing some funky crane style or whatever. I know.
Yeah,
That's his whole upbringing is in Kung Lung, where he's trying to master all these powers.
You know what I thought was good? They didn't overdo it with the group fight scenes. They were like, you got one early and then you had to kind of like wait before you saw them well again.
But I wanted to see one wicked one with it all like they were doing team moves and shit. But I never.
They did in the last.
That was the last year, but then Daredevil was like,
I think that's
you lot go.
I think that was the problem because it was only 8 episodes and they kind of cut it off.
Yeah.
That's why you didn't see as much of it. Whereas if it had been like maybe 2-3 more episodes, it would have come on. And you come on to a good point about the ending, in that sort of sense that I thought the ending was really good where Daredevil says that he wants to stay behind. I felt that it was really believable that he stayed and Matt Murdock actually died. I mean, before you see that last scene, I thought, he's done.
Yeah. I thought he was done as well. That last scene when he doesn't come back and they all come in was one of the best directed scenes in like a series. When like Karen holds on to Foggy and they look through the door and it's kind of like everybody. You're just waiting and it doesn't come through.
I think they got that across so well that you actually thought. The Daredevil has died and it was really believable, unlike some other shows where there's like a token death.
Yeah.
And
or film Batman Superman.
That's exactly
that's what I was just going to spice up.
Superman's dead, but then you watch Justice League trailer and he's on the poster.
Or before Batman vs Superman is out.
So that's why I thought it was so well done. And then even at that last scene where it
didn't feel cheap that Daredevil was alive then.
Yeah.
Because you went through the emotional, somewhat emotional trauma of the characters went through it. So in a way, he kind of has died and almost come back to life.
Exactly, the atmosphere, everything was there.
But what they did good was because he's alive, they kind of left a teaser for the next series now. But it's a teaser at the end. It's not a teaser in the middle.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's not too much, Yeah. It leaves you out with questions.
Exactly, and this is the question I was going to ask you. Do you have any theories towards how he survived and how he got there?
I think it should share dumb luck because he looks like fairly injured.
But then, they say that the Dragon Balls and that they give you life and stuff. So
you think they might go back to life?
What if he just munched on one and just chilled? The dragon thing didn't collapse on it.
It might have protected him.
So what's going on there?
There were some nuns who were kind of
Maggie.
Well, that's
Maggie, like the nuns.
Yeah,
do you not know?
No. Go tell me. What's this Maggie?
What's this?
I don't.
Oh, okay. So there was a Daredevil comic called.
Is this potential spoilers?
Yes, potential.
Spoiler alert. Although there was spoiler at the start.
Everything's gonna be spoiled. But there's a comic title called Born Again.
Okay.
Daredevil.
Yes, Daredevil, and Daredevil's mother, his name's Maggie, and she's a nun, and that's why she goes go call Maggie right at the end.
Maybe she's realised it's her son.
Yeah, so yeah.
I guess you never did see Matt's mother, did you?
Now
Just
you know,
yeah.
exactly. And now this, I'm not going to spoil it anymore, but I'm going to say something. In Born Again, Fisk is once again.
Yeah, I
Major
think
character.
definitely Fisk will be back because at the end of Daredevil 2, I mean, when I watched Daredevil 1, I thought, oh, he's the Kingpin, but he's
wasn't
not
the
actually.
Kingpin.
He's not the Kingpin. He's Wilson Fisk.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the second season, he becomes the Kingpin.
Then he becomes evil. Then he's like,
Then he
he's
becomes-
like any means necessary, and you know what? Screw collateral damage
That's
now.
it.
Yeah, that's it.
Another thing I want to speak about. I was a bit upset that obviously Punisher's not going to be like part of the Defenders. I was upset that I didn't get to see him.
At
I
all.
just wanted one scene of Punisher
A
because
cameo. It would have detracted, especially
Yeah.
it would have detracted from the theme, especially with having Punisher there. It made sense for him to be in Daredevil season 2,
Yeah,
but
he
no.
wasn't really linked to it, and I think Punisher is actually going to be a very difficult character to write for, even in the season.
Because to make him sympathetic is quite
Yeah.
hard because he's a
Because
dark
you know
character.
what, he worked. People loved him in Daredevil, but it was only because there was that conflict between Matt and him, where he's like about killing everyone. Matt's like he never wants to kill anyone.
Yeah.
So there was
Yeah.
this big struggle. But then if he's the main focus of it, it's going to be just him killing loads of people. And if you watch that film, is it Punisher Warzone?
Yes.
It's an awful film.
No, but you see, they haven't
my
done.
guilty pleasure, man. Don't say that, bro.
I've seen the previous Punisher with Thomas Jane, and
No,
that's,
that was okay,
that's a
but
good film.
No.
John
Yeah.
Travolta in that
And
one.
yes,
Yeah.
and there's one previous in the 80s that I saw ages ago. That's pretty dark. I
Yeah.
can't remember it now.
No, but that's dark. But this one is just senseless fight. There's like random shooting.
When he punches the guy's face inwards, that's
That's what
Punisher
this-
was.
Okay, random violence. Okay, but you know what? The Punisher from Daredevil wasn't random violence.
No,
It was-
but
it
that's
was-
what I'm saying.
yeah.
But then if it did, but it didn't follow him solely. But if it does do that, and it's just about him getting his revenge, it's very easy that it just goes down that road. So it's going to be difficult to write for. I mean, don't get me wrong, they can get it right.
I think they've set it up, started in a good place, and they've got a very good actor in. I can't remember his name. Bernthal or John?
John Bernthal, yeah.
John Bernthal.
Yeah, he's done quite.
Who's done a very good job in Walking Dead, and he was great in Fury.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good actor, but I think it does depend on the story a lot because it depends how they do it. Because I don't want it to be like another Inhumans, which was a show that was actually really rushed.
I haven't seen him.
No, I haven't watched Inhumans, but it's Marvel's, another one of these Marvel shows, and it got really bad reviews. And apparently they were going to make a film, but then they're like, let's do a series, and they rushed it.
Mhm.
I don't want it to be that just because he was so popular in Daredevil 2,
Yeah.
they said, you know what, we need to make a Punisher.
That's it.
And it's been a short time gap.
Yeah.
They are doing it because it was popular, but time will tell whether they're going to
Yeah.
rush it or not. It doesn't look like they're rushing because Daredevil season 2's been out for a while, and Punisher is not even much more than even just a teaser trailer.
And we just seen the trailer just come out this week.
There's another trailer
Nah, the one that you just mentioned, the trailer.
at the end of the shown at the
Oh,
end of
you saw
Defenders.
that, and then
Yeah.
have you seen the new trailer?
No, I haven't seen the new trailer.
Yo, that was good. And
Okay.
Punisher's dropping in November, I believe. So
So
Yeah,
it looks like
just-
they have taken their time.
yeah, so there's 3 Marvel shows dropped this year. It's
Okay.
good for us, but now
Yeah,
yeah, I was reading a bit on the Punisher and saying it's going to be more based around his family life and what
So
happened. So,
Marvel seems so ahead of the DC curve that they've gone into the series market and started doing that well as well.
don't get
And
me wrong.
DC are just so far behind
No,
right now.
you know what? DC have actually been in the series market for a while. It's like the CW, Flash, the Arrow.
yeah, put it this way.
But those are kids. Those are kids shows. Those are teen
I don't say
dramas.
that- I don't
Those
say
are
that.
teen dramas. Let's
I'm
be
not saying
honest.
that-
DC,
Good,
that's what I'm saying. DC's aimed at
They,
like,
they're like unmemorable. I watched the episode of Flash. And I'm like, this is a teen drama with superpowers.
Now, the first
Look at
season-
look at Smallville. Smallville went way past its lifetime.
Yeah.
You know, it was like
it's for
The first season of Flash.
all they aim at is teens and casuals. That's what DC are doing now. And it's sad, like CW is a network that their demographics majorly aimed at teenagers,
Yeah.
and that's it. That's
Yeah.
what
Marvel
it's
have
about. So you got
kicked
what's it, Supergirl, Arrow, Flash.
they just chucking them out, but they're not
Oh,
very
you haven't
good. You
heard the
know?
worst one, DC Legends Tomorrow.
Yeah, that's
I've heard it is terrible.
It's so cheesy.
Schofield from Prison Break.
Oh,
Down, isn't it?
and his brother.
Yeah, I know. Yo,
But you see, they're going about it all wrong. Just how they're going about the films all wrong. It's just
yeah, it's
I
mad.
think they're just trying to make the money in it. Anyway, back to Defenders. I mean, was there any other? I mean, one of the things I liked about it is that they showed quite a good dysfunctional group, and they did it in the Avengers as well, where
They didn't get together too quickly. Like,
yeah,
let's be
it
super
wasn't
friends.
just like, oh yeah,
That's it.
you're a superhero, I'm a superhero.
No, it was
Let's just go
more
fight
like
some
common interests, and we kind of have to do
And it
this.
was nice how Jessica Jones and Luke Cage know each other before.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
if you've
yeah.
seen Jessica Jones, you see like why you have a good friendship on screen. But yeah, like you said, this is another thing. You don't have to watch those shows, but if you do, you just get a
You get a little more.
understanding,
There's I mean, there was a great little payoff if you've seen Luke Cage before, where Jessica Jones just says to him, "Do you want to get some coffee sometime?" And it's only if you see
One thing I want to say though, I know you're saying about that scene, but there's one thing that's missing is Luke Cage never says "Sweet Christmas."
You're right.
You noticed that?
I was like, where is it?
If you watch Luke Cage, that's like his go-to.
That's his.
He's always, I don't know, random stuff.
I did have a few gripes with it. Stick was such a great character that when he died, I just felt there wasn't enough significance attached. I thought it was brushed over, especially considering that he's the mentor to both Matt Murdock and the Iron Fist
and Elektra as well.
and Elektra as well.
Yeah,
and why did she kill him?
I don't know.
It
She's
didn't-
nuts. But that's what Marvel are doing. Have you realised? They kill a character to make another character look good, but you're too addicted to that
Yeah.
one character that they
Yeah.
kill.
That's
We
the
should-
problem.
yeah.
There's too much success in the first
And
character.
Elektra was a very confused character. Like
Black Sky. that was
Black
the
Sky,
Elektra.
it was like, what's her aim? What's she trying to do? Because she kills Alexander. She takes over. Then she wants to die with Matt, but she wants to be with Matt.
Yeah.
I think it's trying to show that
what's going on?
conflict about the undead Black Sky and her original feelings as
Yeah.
Elektra, or like maybe that's what they're trying to say. They're trying to portray.
That's
a
what
bit.
they're trying to say, that she's still got a bit of Elektra.
Yeah, so
Inside
she's not
her.
totally died up. I mean, one of the things that I missed was Nobu was such a great villain.
Where did he go?
You know, he gets killed in the Daredevil. Remember, Stick chops his head off.
Yeah. Because
Oh,
Nobu,
yeah,
remember
yeah,
Nobu died and then he come back.
Yeah.
He comes back. Well, he actually dies a couple of times.
Yeah.
He comes back a couple of times. But they got that weird Japanese guy who only speaks Japanese.
What was his
And
name?
everyone understands Japanese.
Yeah.
Everyone understands Japanese. He blatantly understands English because no one else speaks Japanese. And he always says
Black Sky.
like there's no Japanese.
Japanese.
Yeah.
So it's a bit weird. I know they're trying to get the point across. That was a bit strange, but he was built up as a bit of a character, like, because I think Stick mentions he's the guy who Nobu was putting the strings. But I think Nobu just came across a lot better than he
Yeah.
Because he did.
But I did like the introduction where it was like, was it a bear that
He was killing a special type of bear that he hunts
Yeah.
down.
That's it. So
Yeah.
you do get that creepy, like.
I mean, yeah, that's
You
what
did get a creepy vibe.
Yeah, he got a bit of a creepy vibe. But one thing I wanted to say, even though it's only 8 episodes long, I think you got a lot of the characters' motivations across. You got the 4
Really,
main
yeah,
characters.
yeah.
Even when you go to the antagonists on the hand side, there's 5 of them.
Yeah.
You still saw that they had different
Motivation,
motivations.
yeah.
They didn't want the same thing.
Yeah.
And I think that created a lot of internal conflicts that actually made the show really good. It wasn't just a simple goodie versus baddie.
And another thing to carry on from there was all the characters had great and consistent interpersonal relationships with other characters, protagonists and antagonists. And the show writers remembered what those relationships were. Unlike other shows who forget it, like, is this character supposed to like this character? The point is like him, so maybe you should
Yeah, I hate when they do
Game
that.
of Thrones.
Yeah, I hate when they do that. And I hate when characters in a show don't do something that you as the viewer would do. One point is Matt Murdock in Daredevil 2 goes to this random building where the Hand is digging underground,
Yeah.
and he actually mentions it where the Midland Circle building, and he goes that he kept an eye on that place
Yeah.
and he kept tabs on it. And you think, oh yeah, if I'm a vigilante guy, I'm gonna think, why did they dig that hole? I'm gonna keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
And it's so annoying in films when
Yeah.
you think, why didn't he just do that? Like in Batman vs Superman left an alien ship in the middle of the desert.
You mean like when Sawanda is taking Danny away and Stick just cuts his head off and goes, you know what?
Forget it.
I'm not gonna let him.
Why is he gonna give him up?
Yeah.
Why-
He's like, well, you think you're a big shot, but you think I'm afraid to kill you. Well, you're wrong.
It's good.
That's really good character and storytelling. And shows don't do it. And I know the comic books are littered with it just because they want the next comic book to come out. Like Batman vs Superman does it
Yeah.
because they want Lex to get a hold of Zod's body.
Yeah.
Like, why didn't Superman pick his body up?
It doesn't. It's like, yeah.
It's
like,
just done it for the purpose.
hey,
of the story.
I just destroyed a $10 million drone because I don't like spying on me. But sure, you can have this alien spaceship with technology thousands of years advanced, including a dead body. I mean, nothing can possibly go wrong, right? I totally trust humans.
I mean, the world generator almost destroyed planet Earth, but it's cool. It's cool. I'll leave it there.
I'm busy. I work a job, damn it.
Alright, we don't want to go this one.
What is everything turned to DC, man? Forget it, man.
Alright, anyway, back to Defenders. I think, is there any other major points you want to
Okay, there's one point. I think
What?
this is what I want to discuss. Iron Fist, he had one job and he said he wasn't going to punch that wall. Remember? And then he's like, I'm not going to punch you.
He's an
I'm not gonna
idiot.
punch you. She just sidesteps. Boom, punch you.
No, she blocks him with her time. No, but I knew that was going to happen. I was like, I knew she's either going to get him to willingly do it or piss him off and then trick him into doing it.
And this is what I'm saying. You don't want people to hate that character, but some of the decisions he makes are so ridiculous.
That's how his
it comes
character
back
is
to
written.
the same thing at Midland Circuit where he's like laying down this, I'm this tough guy, I'm coming after you. I am also the immortal Iron Fist. The guy you have been hunting down.
I'm the guy.
I'm all
they
alone.
need.
I'm all alone, so if you want to capture me, there seems to be loads of you. Yeah, but you know what? One thing they did, okay, it's not clever, but one thing they did well is he's consistently stupid.
Yes.
So it's actually,
He's not out of character. It's not out of character
It's
for
in his
him.
character to
It's
be
in his
like a
character
moron.
to be an idiot. Yeah.
So, yeah, he does it.
I'm the immortal Iron Fist.
Yeah, he does it. And yeah, he knows he's going to do it. But the reason is because he's just this petulant child. Like, he even wants to go off on his own to fight everybody.
He's like,
get out of my way.
he's trying to turn us against us. Iron Fist, if they get hold of you, they win.
Yeah.
They're lying. It's a trick. You know what? The trick is against them. And you can see his stickers there, like, these boys don't stop me. I'm gonna cut his head off. Because he just very subtly, they did it well. He raised his sword and I was like, Six gonna kill him. I saw it there. That's why he was meditating. He was like, what should I do?
And I'm glad that they showed the realism where they actually beat up the Iron Fist because they knew how much of a risk it was.
Yeah, rather than.
So I want to say, is the hand done at the end of this? I know they didn't show the
They
ending.
looked like they were.
But the only thing is, those bones, dragon bones or whatever, they're still accessible. I mean, someone's got to dig fairly deep.
Nah, it's all collapsed. It would be very difficult.
No.
Before it was like a cave thing, but now it all collapsed. You have to dig through miles and miles. Maybe if you get it, but it'd be very difficult too.
Yeah, and I think it should just be done with that.
Do you reckon the hands is finished? I think Gal's gonna be back, man. She's just too material.
She's too good.
It wasn't explicitly shown. I think she should be back if Matt survived because she's such a character. Plus, she's got telekinesis. She could create a telekinesis bubble or something, you know.
Yeah, her powers aren't really explained that well.
Yeah.
Also, did they destroy Kung Lun? They didn't explicitly say.
Yeah. Like he said, he's gone because he didn't defend it, and then that's.
Is that what his dream was in the beginning of the show? When he comes
Yeah.
back and he sees Kung Lun in pieces.
So that's bad. But listen, we're reaching the end now.
Is there any other points that anyone wants to
I just want to summarize and let the people know your actual opinion of Defenders compared to everything else.
I think Defenders.
Where does it rank though? Where do you think it ranks compared to the other teams?
It's definitely below Daredevil, but I think Daredevil's up there, the top. Out of all of them, I think Jessica Jones was probably better. It's at the level of Luke Cage though, way above Iron Fist.
I think it's a very good show. It's flawed, but they did a very good job considering they had 4 leads and they had all this expectation. I think they did a very good job, and I'm hopeful.
It was jam-packed, 4 leads, 5 baddies, 8 episodes.
And 8 episodes. Yeah, there's not much. I'm very hopeful for Defenders season 2. You know.
So with me, I'd put Daredevil at the top, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage. Because I haven't seen Iron Fist, I couldn't say, but that's going all the way at the bottom. And
it shows what you really think about Iron Fist.
I put Jessica Jones at the top.
Oh.
Then Daredevil, and then Luke Cage and Defenders.
The only reason I think Daredevil's at the top is just Wilson Fisk.
Yeah, exactly.
I could put season 2 at the top.
No, I think
because of Wilson Fisk and Punisher.
Punisher, that.
Both there was like the prison episode was.
The iconic scene for me about Fisk is when he's just making that omelette.
Yeah.
It just shows that his character has so much depth into him. But yeah, anyway, that's it. That's what I just want to say.
Yeah, but that's it. Yeah.
I think Mr. Clue did. Any other last points?
I forgot to say spoiler alert at the start, so.
I think you gotta know.
It's a statute of limitation for our new series. Anyway, like, share, subscribe, send us any comments. What would you like to see us do next time? And that's the end of this episode. Thank you for listening.